Hello there, how you doing? Jo Barnes here and welcome to another episode of Make It Happen Monday. Now, I know I probably talk a little bit too much about productivity, but I think it's so incredibly important. It's something that I am always working on to improve. And so I wanted to make today's video because there's two new things that I've been doing over the last few weeks that has really dramatically increased my productivity beyond anything I ever dreamed about. Actually, it's crazy because I'm quite a productive person anyway, but literally over the last few weeks my productivity has just gone shoom because of these two really simple, easy things that I have been doing. So a few weeks ago I made a video called creating a routine around essential tasks. So I talked about identifying what your essential tasks are and then creating a daily routine around them. Well, this kind of helps with that. It helps with actually creating that routine. So first of all, what I did is I started creating myself a weekly time tracker. So you can either do this, don't use an app. For goodness sakes, do not go and download a time tracking app because that'll take you a week figuring out how to use it. It will take you half an hour every hour trying to figure out where you're supposed to put stuff. So, you know, unless you've already got one that you use all the time, don't go and try and learn a new app. Just get a piece of paper and a pen. Or I used a Google Doc, okay, and just put in there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday if you work at the weekend, and then all the hours of the day, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, up to whatever time you finish in the day, and then you've got a little block, an hour block, to write what you've done in that hour. So I started tracking my time. Now, just the simple act of doing that made me more productive because I was really aware of what I was doing. Now, it takes some discipline to do that every day, every hour, every day. It really does. But it takes about 5 seconds. You just quickly log in and say what you've done for the last hour. Just a list of things you've done for the last hour. But you've got to have the discipline to do it every day. I must admit, I did skip a couple of days and then I had to go back and you know, I didn't go back and fill in the days, but I had to think to myself, today I'm definitely going to fill out my time tracker, and today I'm definitely going to fill out my time tracker, okay? So just because maybe you forget for a day or so, don't mean that don't stop doing it, you know, for good. Just go back to it and keep doing it. Because the more you do it, you will become really aware of where you're spending your time. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to time track forever. This is just a short-term thing, maybe for a week, 2 weeks, just to see where you're spending your time and where you're wasting your time. Yeah, where you're wasting it. That's what we want to try and eliminate and get rid of. So that was the first thing. The second thing, though, combined with the time tracker, was really, really powerful. How many times do you sit down at night before the next day or in the first thing in the morning before you start work and just write out your to-do list? Yeah, pretty much every day we do that, don't we? Write down all the tasks that we got to do that day. And we put them all down. Maybe you prioritize them in 1, 2, and 3 or A, B, C or whatever. Maybe you don't. Maybe just write down a whole list and think, right, that's what I want to do today. And how many times do you find that you're writing out quite a few of those to-dos the next day as well when you do your to-do list? Well, I've changed the way I do my to-do lists. And what I now do, I always do my to-do list at night time. I have to do it before I go to bed. I know it sounds really kind of OCD, but if I don't do it before I go to bed, then in the middle of the night, I'm wondering, what do I have to do the next day? I've got into such a habit of doing it at night. So I sit there at night, and what I do is I know I've got loads of to-dos the next day, but I write down tomorrow's musts. So the 3, maybe 4, I try and stick to 3 if I can. If I'm being super disciplined, I try and stick to 3. But it sometimes goes into 4, possibly 5 now and again, but I try and stick to 3 of the things that if everything else didn't get done tomorrow, what are those top 2, 3, 4 things that I absolutely must do tomorrow? And those are the things I'm going to do. And then I put a line under them and then I say, what's all my other stuff? Yeah, which would be nice to get done tomorrow if I could. And by really focusing in on those musts, those absolute musts, my productivity has just gone whoosh. Because now every day I get up and the first thing I focus on are the absolute musts that I must do that day. Those are the top 2, 3, 4 tasks that I have to get done. And I find that I'm always getting those done now. Yeah, and then I'm starting to move on to some of the others. And then of course, the other list, some of them become musts for the next day and some of them become musts for the next day. Yeah, there are some musts that are always the same. But this has been hugely, hugely powerful. So if you want to dramatically increase your productivity, your challenge for this week, should you choose to accept it, is number 1, go and start tracking your time. Create a Google Doc, just grab a piece of paper and a pen and just put Monday to Sunday and 5 o'clock until midnight, whatever hours you work, put them on the sheet and start just writing down every hour, what did you do in the last hour? So that's task number 1. And then task number 2, rather than just having a big old to-do list, write those top 3 or 4 musts that you must do the next day. And then make sure when you get up, those are the things you tackle, those are the things you get done, and then you can start going through your other list. So I really hope that helps you as much as it's helped me over the last couple of weeks. If you have enjoyed this episode, please share with your friends, subscribe for updates, and of course, give me any other productivity hacks or anything that you do to really help you increase your productivity in the comments below. Come and chat with me. You know how I love to talk to you. And have an awesome week. Remember, live on purpose and make it happen. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.